Hi, welcome to howtod&d. My name is Fred Wheeler and I have John Shackle with me today.
Hi!
And we're going to do a player tip or some player tactics, and the topic for today is making monster knowledge checks. And one of the things that a lot of people tend to forget, if you're a new player, it makes perfect sense you wouldn't necessarily know that you should make a knowledge check on your monster that you're encountering in a combat or outside of a combat, but often even experienced players forget to do this at the very beginning of the combat, and then they decide to do it at the end of the combat, or they forget it completely and they never do anything.
Yep.
Yeah, it's happened a few times.
Yep.
It's the difference between victory and simply
Slow grind.
slow grind sometimes. That's essentially what it is, because it's going to give you more information, and it's not like it's additional information your character wouldn't already know. It is about trying to find out what their weaknesses are, how to exploit them, what their immunities are, their resistances. You won't necessarily know all of that information when you make a monster knowledge check, but I find as a dungeon master, and you allow players to make knowledge checks on monsters?
Yes, no, I definitely allow them to do that, because what's the word? I mean, you don't want a couple of people to attack a creature that is immune to their weapons and they don't know about it.
Yeah, but you know, even if they roll really low, then maybe they don't know about it this particular occasion. But I think that most dungeon masters are very much open to players actually having the opportunity to make a knowledge check on the monster. So make your knowledge check before you have your turn.
Yep.
The very beginning of your turn, when you get an opportunity to do something, it doesn't cost an action.
Nope, that's the good thing about it. You just say, hey, can I know more about this creature? The DM will either say yes, no, make a roll, and if you roll high enough, he'll tell you some stuff, or she will tell you some stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it is obviously at the discretion of the dungeon master how that's going to work out, or whether they'll allow you to do that.
Yeah.
I know some dungeon masters won't allow you to make repeated checks. You know, maybe they'll wait for either you to have your proficiency bonus increase, or for you to increase in level, or to have, say, an ability like the background for the sage,
Yeah.
where you're probably going to know a lot more information than another character at the table.
Yep.
Or in the game.
Or even classes like a ranger, they might know a little bit more about certain things, especially if it's their favourite enemies.
Yep. And also just bear in mind when you make a knowledge check on a monster that NPCs or humanoid or humans, you're probably not going to be able to discern very much about them specifically, because that might be more of an arcana check if they're a wizard, or a religion check if they're a cleric or something like that, or the dungeon master might not allow that check. But things like dragons and beholders, Gorillions, hooked horrors, things like that, where it's a monster, often those are things that you might know information about, since you're an adventurer or hero who probably is at least read about these things at some point.
Yeah.
Yep. Is there anything else you can think of? Because I think I've covered pretty much everything I wanted to cover on this.
No, as I said, that's the only thing I can think of as well. As I said, it's really, I mean, I would always stress, make a knowledge roll, depending on what it is. Like you said, it could be arcana, could be knowledge, could even be survival, depending on what the DM wants to let you guys roll or not roll. But it is nice to have that information, because like I said, good example, you don't want to be attacking something that's immune to your weapons or your spells. It just makes the combat slower, and it makes the feel of the game less fun. And that's the aim of the game, is to have fun.
Yeah. Do remember that there are some dungeon masters who may not allow you to make a knowledge check, but you don't lose anything by not, if you don't ask, you never know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's really all we had to say on making monster knowledge checks. If you found this useful, please share, like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Yeah. And look, if you have any questions, put them in the comments and I'll do my best. Yeah, I'll answer the questions as best I can. And till next time, John?
Keep rolling those 20s.
Alright, I'll see you later.